Hello everyone, welcome to DKMN Season 3 Round 1 in Silverstone, Great Britain for a Season 3 with two lobbies, two tiers, the Elite Series and the Prodigy Series. This is the Elite Series. We got the fastest drivers who are using no assist. Watch out for Volokongan today, he is PSGL F1, and we've also got plenty of other PSGL drivers like Quistro in the Haas, he's F4. Jimmy, he's up there as well. And alongside me is SJ. He, yeah.
Rishi, mate, how you going?
All good. Right, let's get into this. I think some of the Red Bulls are coming out. That's Mikko's coming out on an outlap. Why don't you talk me through the circuit?
Yeah, so one of those lovely tracks in Great Britain. Obviously a lot fast moving track, plenty of places to overtake. Obviously your three favourite corners are Stowe, Maggots to Beckett's and Copse, and as we know, Copse is the big right hander where basically Max and Lewis came together in the real F1, so that's going to be really interesting. Then you've got Maggots and Beckett's, the really windy corner there, which you've really got to really try and take off, but not take off too much acceleration and try and get around that curve. And then coming down to the last sector in sector 3 of the DRS, you then come into Stowe as well before you come on to I think it's just the last sector on the corner before you come to the last one before the grid straight. So yeah, a very interesting track. I'm sure there'll be plenty of action on show tonight, Rishi.
Yeah, Maureen Malema, he's on an outlap. He's going to be first across the line. He's just getting through Maggots and Beckett's right now. Just winding the gears up, getting those tyres up to temp. You want these soft tyres to be around 100 degrees Celsius to get the maximum grip available from them. So he's going to cross, I think this is Stowe corner now, slowing down right down. Just getting these revs nice and high, ready to shoot off for his first lap. So, now into Vale, and then into Club Corner, the last corner of the track. And here he goes, on the Hamilton Straight, newly renamed, thanks to Lewis Hamilton's 8 Grand Prix wins here. And now into, this is Village. And now heading into loop turn 4, very tricky to get the traction on the exit. He gets it very nicely down. And now into the Wellington straight, gear 6, he fires. And now he wants to blast the car. He wants to make sure he brakes at the 50, and he does. And here he has a little wiggle into Luffield. And he puts the throttle nicely down. And now powers his way down to Copse Corner, where Max, as you said, had that little incident. Turning in at the 50-metre board, he missed the apex quite massively. He has to lift off, and I think that's his lap done. Yeah, he lifts off. Shame for him. SJ.
Yeah, definitely. You can see on that corner that you just take it a little bit too far. Going into Copse, you've got to be really careful not to push it over too far to the left because it's an easy invalidation. So really a shame. Looked like a quick lap, but it'll be very interesting to see how he goes on his second one there. I think we've got his got another AlphaTauri, which is Mick Hoekstra. He's coming down into the last corner, coming onto the main straight very shortly, but he's going to really just get this last few corners, riding a little bit of the curve there. Just going to be very interesting to see what he pulls round. Here he goes, coming to the final corner, crossing the line, goes a 126.629. So it'll be very interesting to see how his teammate goes. Obviously with a 140 at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be able to improve on that Rishi.
Yeah, and I think we've got Bunty coming around the final corner now. He's going very quickly. He's going to top the cheats with a 25.3, very quick from him. And now we look to, I think it's Quistro starting. No, it's Volokongan. He's on a lap. No, okay, I'm a bit lost here, but Jimmy has invalidated, so we look to the next cars out on track. Some have chosen a medium as well. SJ.
Yeah, there's a few. Looking at that tyre strategy there, you've got X Debris on those mediums, and you've also got X_David as well, 34. So, obviously, one of probably see what they've got before they probably then go on the softs. It's going to be very interesting to see if that time does go a little bit further down. He is sitting around about that 1:26.834 currently on those mediums, and obviously David in the other Alpine, his teammate as well, hasn't gone out yet. But most of the cars on the softs, and there you go, TV8 Volcalon has a 1:25.142, so quickest car on track so far. But I think there's still plenty of time left for most of these guys to still have another go.
Yes, and Marin has now just crossed the line and he's gone P9. So yeah, I think that's most of the first laps done. I think there's just a few cars left to cross the line. Volakongan standing out, F1 driver in PSGL. He just recently signed for TV8, and he won the title for CPI in Season 2, which was a very interesting race in Suzuka, and he did the job. He's a perfect driver all around, in my opinion.
Great achievement, Rishi.
Jimmy's going slow. I think that is all the first laps. Quistro's in the box. Actually, the IRT driver of AJ, he's on a lap. He's just crossing now into Brooklands corner, and he's going very slowly, very decently quick, but I'm not sure if he's on a lap here. 40 down here. I'm not sure what the sector times are, but I don't think that's on a quick lap. But yeah, everyone's heating up for their second laps. SJ. But AJ, he's actually set a purple sector, so he will come and set a fast time. Apologies for that, IRT. But yeah, he's set a purple sector. I'm not sure if that's representative, but let's see as he comes across into Club Corner and he finishes out his lap. It's 24, 25, 26.0. So he can surely improve on that lap. I have full faith that he will. But the CPI guy, Mikila, is on his way round the loop as he warms up for his first lap round the Silverstone circuit. SJ?
Yeah, we've also got Quistro. He's on an outlap. Hulkenberg is on an outlap. And like you said, CPI Clemmy. But at the moment, I think it looks like it could be CRL. He's coming into Sector 2 now. Coming into Mackett's and Beckett's. He's only going about that 27% ERS. How does he take this? Takes it very, very well there. Now he's going to go onto the next corner. Oh, don't want to go too far there. Going to get the DRS now. The most powerful part down the track in Silverstone is Sector 3. Coming into, as we know, Stowe. Here we go. Really getting as much to the curb as he can as possible. Doesn't move over, but no, he doesn't. He's abandoned that and he's gone out. So it would probably be, I would say, we'd be looking at the AlphaTauri on a flyer, or trying to work out who's on the flyer at the moment. Michelini, I think. Bull. Yep, Michelini. So here we go.
Yeah, going through Abbey now. He's got Haas on his right hand side. That could be a visual distraction. But now into turn 3 and 4 he goes. Again, you have to be very careful on the throttle. Make sure you don't spin it. Don't light up the rear tyres. And he does that perfectly. Once again, there's an Aston on the left, but it shouldn't be a problem for him. And what time does he set? He said 27.3. so he could be challenging for the top spots here. And now round Brooklands he goes, and powers his way down the exit, keeps it nice and tight on the right hand side, and then opens the corner as he prepares for Cop's Corner, fastest corner on the track. Keeps it flat, which he can do on this game. And now into Maggots and Beckett's. Want to touch the left curb, then make sure you turn in the middle of the track. Slightly over revs the car in gear 5. You can choose gear 6 if you prefer. And out to Stowe as he comes 50 metre board. He wants to turn in, puts it down to gear 5, and now up to Vale. Brake at the 100 metre board, turn in, keeps the curbs as much as possible, up to 4 on the exit. He doesn't do that, and he lights up the tyres, and that's 25.7 SJ.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal lap. He's pushed himself up there. I'm just on board Jake Marsh GP in the Alfa Romeo. He's coming round now into Sector 2, coming up to the lovely Cops. Here we go. He gets as far as he can to the curb. He's actually up on his time a little bit here, so I don't know how far he's going to go, but it's around about a tenth to P5 at the moment. Now he's coming through the lovely Maggots and Beckett's, which he's already done. Now he's going to go last part of the track. He's nearly 2.5 tenths up, so this is quite an impressive time by this guy. So is he going to be able to push even further? He's got a little bit of a way to push P1 at the moment, but he's pushing, coming down to the last couple of corners now, really pushing on his lap in the Alfa Romeo. Here we go. Oh, a little bit too much of the curb there, coming out, but coming onto the final sector, crossing the line, takes P4, Rishi.
That is a very quick lap from him. And we look to the next cars. I think that's an RCR driver. He jumps to P2, a 10th behind the mighty Volakongan, who's already a 10th up on his lap time. So we'll jump on board with him as he now drops the car very nicely into Brooklands and exits the corner. He wants to keep right, but he is showing this car around the track like it's a dog. Now, through Cop's Corner, he keeps it nice and clean. It gets a bit of marbles on the right hand side of the tyre, but now Maggots and Beckett's drops it to 6 for the exit. And where is he? He's coming down the straight now, puts a bit of marbles on the right hand side of his tyre again. Not the favoured line which is used by the AI. And now down into Vale. He turns the car in, keeps a bit of the curb, and what's this time going to be? He's winding the car nicely on the exit. 24.9, sub 25 SJ.
Well, there you go. Someone in the 24s, which is great to see. So RCR Lorenzino has got a lot of work there, trying to push in, probably a couple more attempts trying to push that in. I'm on board with X-Bree at the moment. He's on a flyer. He's in the Alpine. Not too much ERS there, but as you can see, like 6.5 cents down on that time. So he's not going to get any. I'm trying to work out who else is up on the time as well. No, they've invalidated. CRL Asia 1 is invalidated. WR Jimmy, he's down on his time as well. So I've noticed that a few of the guys are using a lot of that ERS, and that's not helping them. I've got another one in MCIGIGS 07, a little bit of traffic in front of him, which doesn't help, and he's on a flyer, and this could be problems. Oh no, the Alpine, when they're in the way of the Aston, and that has absolutely ruined his lap. So a little bit of controversy in Silverstone, Rishi, for MCIGIS 07.
Yeah, I believe that was V. Bray who got in the way there. Unfortunate for the NLR driver. He's coming into the box now as they all prepare for that final laps. I do not believe there is anyone else on a lap. Cars out of fuel on their way into the pits, like Liam, who's just getting the car into the pits. So let's just talk about the cars, as we haven't really touched upon that. So would you like to explain the cars?
Yeah, well, what do we want to know, Rishi? Let me know. What do you want to know about the cars? Like, obviously they're a lot different this year, a lot bigger, and obviously a lot slower compared to obviously the last game. But yeah, obviously you've got your Red Bull, which is obviously the quickest car in the real life at the moment, which is absolutely dominating. Mercedes, obviously, and they've changed their liveries as well. So you've got Mercedes have gone back to that lovely black with the lovely fluorescent green. It's a really, really nice look. You've also got the Alpine, which is a really, really nice car as well. They've gone for that lovely blue and white. Haas has completely transformed, so they've got rid of all that white and gone for that lovely touch of black. And it's starting to have a little bit more money in the coffers now. So starting on their performance, which is really, really good. Obviously, you've got the AlphaTauri. They've gone for that real nice blue, but that massive badge on the left-hand side, right at the back near the halo. Ferrari has just gone for the same. It's just gone for the standard red with a little bit of black in there. Red Bull is looking really, really nice as always. The Aston is looking that real nice, like fresco, dark green, which is quite sharp. But the Alfa Romeo is probably the one that stands out the most. It's lovely. It's got that black bit at the front with the red at the back. So most of the cars looking quite nice. But yeah, I'd say Red Bull is obviously the quickest at the moment. But at the moment it doesn't show that because TV out Volkalong is on top. Rishi.
And we got traffic in Sector 1. I think that's the AlphaTauri trying to get out of the way here. And that's Quistro in traffic. He's going to get stuck. Just seen that mayhem in Sector 1 as cars are still not able to get out of the way. There's still an AlphaTauri in the way. He's surely going to get a penalty, and Quistro's had to back out that time. Unfortunate for him. And Quistro now has actually got a 5-place grid drop for a collision. So, more controversy out on the track. So, with that, I think we look to H1, who's winding up for a lap. SJ.
Yeah, no worries. I'll take you through it. So here we go, coming into the first sector. As we go, it's the real interesting first corner. You can invalidate it straight away, but he doesn't. He rides really nicely on the curb there. Easing in, goes onto the 50, drops down onto the curb, rides a little bit of the curb, pushes out wide, tries to push in onto the curb with getting a really good exit. Coming on to the first part of the DRS now, so he's going to get a lot of speed coming up to this main straight. A little bit of traffic in front of him, just one car currently, so he's pretty good. Coming into Sector 2 very, very shortly. Riding the curb there a little bit. No, keeping away from it. Trying to push around as much as he can. Getting a good exit coming out. May get a tow here from the McLaren unless he gets out the way. But here we go. He's coming into Cops. How is he going to take it? Hopefully he doesn't invalidate. Coming into the 50. Gets to the curb. Really nicely done. Goes too far. And there you go, Rishi. One invalidation. Very easy. And that's an invalidation. And that is his lap over.
That is a very big shame for the IRT driver. He's just hit the curb too much there. But I think we now look to, I think that's Mikula and L. He's in the CPI car, Red Bull, and he's looking to get up the order. He's a 25.7 at the moment. He's up on his time, and now through Stowe Corner, he needs to get this braking point right and get the turn in as well as possible. Sticks in gear 3. You can light up the tyres, but he doesn't do that. He's coming across the final corner now, and it's a 25.4, which puts him in P4. Looking back down the order, I think that's Jake. He's ended his lap. He hasn't improved as we expected him to. David's cutting across the grass, but Vessel now coming across the line. He's going to get a 125.8. That's P10 for him. And now looking back to Jimmy, who's coming around the final corner. He's got an Aston Martin right behind him. And that's, yes, he's getting gone to P3, sorry. And I believe we got some more cars crossing the line. But we will look to Spicer. He doesn't improve. And I believe that is the order for this race's grid. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Volcanon looks like the one for that 24.934. I saw that Bunty was up on his time there a little bit and crossing the line. Nice to see IRT Wessel as well get into that P10 all the way down from P14 with his teammate as well. But obviously the biggest winners here are the Red Bulls and CPI Bunty with a 125.282 and then CPI McLeary with a 125.4.57. So, yeah, really interesting. But on top is TV8 Volcanon.
Yeah, very well done from Volokongan. He moved over during the break, and he's shown his team why he has signed for them. That's a 24.9, which tops the grid. And then Lorenzinho in second in the McLaren RCR, 3 tenths behind him, showing Volokongan he has dominated this grid so far. And then you got Yis in the NLR car in P3. That's very close to Lorenzinho. Bunty and, as you said, the Red Bulls of CPI, P4 and 5, looking to get a good start off the line. Jake Marsh in the WOR car sits in P6. Spicer, Liam, Quistro and Vessel have in the top 10, but Quistro's got a grid drop, so I'm not sure what the stewards will say about that, but that seems to be unfortunate for Quistro. Guys, what do you think in the comments below? Who do you think is going to take the win here in Silverstone, but also in the championship? Don't forget the Prodigy series is also live. That's tier 2. SJ.
Yeah, in the quarterfinal, a little bit of controversy with a few of those cars not getting out of the way of traffic, so it'll be very interesting to see how that goes in the steward. But it's going to be that first corner now, coming into that first corner. Is anyone going to be able to get the jump on the man himself, Volker, in front? That'll be an interesting thing. And how are those Red Bulls going to go? Obviously, sitting in that P4 and P5, are they going to keep that consistency throughout the race? That's going to be the question. You see, obviously, got a long, many laps left to go. But yeah, I think turn 1 is going to be very interesting. But Silverstone, as we know, there is a lot of places to make those overtakes, and those DRS sectors are very, very powerful.
Yeah, and just to remind you, there is no formation lap this evening as there are some issues with it. So we're just waiting for drivers to ready up, and we'll see what tyres they're on, but also let's see who can jump off the line. Yeah, so just waiting for the drivers to ready up. And yeah, I expect a medium hard strategy or hard medium strategy, one way or the other. That's the quickest way around here. Lap times must be in the 127 to 128s. Maybe even as far back as the 1 minute 30s as tyre wear kicks in. But yeah, just waiting for the drivers. Let's see if we can get a sneak peek of what people are choosing. So Volokongan, Lorenzo and Yis have all chosen the mediums. There are 4 behind on the hards, and then you got 2 in the middle, Liam and Vessel. But we go 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're underway. David has jumped the start, but let's look at Volokongan. He's on his way to turn 1, but Lorenzinho, he's alongside him, and that is Volokongan who takes the lead into turn 1. Let's look a bit further behind, and that's Bunty making a dive bomb on Lorenzinho. There's the Red Bull spinning, but even an Aston Martin spinning as well. That's Yis, he's lost places, and now down into turn number 5, Volokongan leads the way, but there's Manic behind as drivers are sorting their way out. 3, 4, 5 wide into the next corner. Liam's got a corner cutting penalty, and it's mayhem behind as drivers are trying to find their way round. SJ.
Yeah, absolutely carnage behind. A lot of going on. All the guys trying to keep out the way. You can see Mickey Mustra here trying to get on the back of GS. He's actually pulled away, but yeah, at the back there, one of the Aston Martins and then getting 2 penalties, as we can see here. They've just literally just come up. NLR Liam's 5. And you've also got drive through for David, who is actually spun right at the back of the track. Rishi.
Yeah, and I think that's Vessel. He's going to try going around the outside of Jimmy here. He keeps it behind. I think that's Jimmy actually on the soft compounded tyre. So let's see what he can do. Actually, sorry, that is Jimmy on the hard tyre. So Vessel needs to get past as quickly as possible. Volokongan leads the way on lap 1.
And you can see there the Red Bulls have actually jumped up 1 place each, so sitting in P3 and P4, so phenomenal job by those guys. But RC Lorenzino is really trying to put the pressure on Volcron at the moment, but it's probably at the back here. We got a lovely battle between X-Bree and CRL is getting quite close, and as you can see, JR Spicer is just coming on the left-hand side there. He's going to push to him again, and he's pushing right the Alpine in there. And you can also see the McLaren in RCL Aldini having a go. But Spice is going to get past, and he does get past up into P15.
Yes, and I think Hulkenberg just got past the teammate of Maran. He's now up into P11, and there's a car looking to get alongside the cops. That's the 2 Aston Martins trying to find their way up the pecking order. Let's look towards the front. Volokongan has not dropped a second out of Lorenzino, so Lorenzino will be able to get into range, but Bunty behind, he's lost time, and that is a second out from Bunty. He's not going to get the DRS, and there's already huge gaps forming at the front as everyone's trying to push to get into DRS range. SJ, let's have a look where else we can find a battle.
Yeah, so there's a lovely little battle going at the back here between Spicer and Ajawan, and we've also got Mikel and Holklestra against F1 Hulkenberg and the Ferrari. But going a little bit further up now, we can start to see the Astons working together, trying to pull them in. NL Liam is getting quite close to Murray Malima as well, but currently nothing like really close. But there is a bit of a move here. Spicer's made a mistake, so he's nearly lost out to Bree, but no, he actually loses out to Ajwan, so he's lost another place back into that P15. You've also got Mikel Holklestra. He's getting pretty close to Hulkenberg as well. The Astons as well, they really need to make a decision on who is the quicker car, or are they just going to bring each other in, because that will bring in Hulkenberg. And as we can see now, the Astons are nearly 2.5 tenths behind each other, but at the moment Mikel Holklestra will be closest. As you can see, the Ferrari and F1 Hulkenberg going a little bit wide. Mikel Holklestra needs to get a really good slipstream up here. He's really following him through into Mackett's and Beckett's. Here we go, coming into the DRS. Is he going to be able to get it? He's going to push, but at the moment, nothing so far, is she?
Yeah, so, yeah, as you said, the Aston Martins need to sort out who is the fastest driver. I think Yes is trying to let Liam know that he is the quicker driver, but Liam is hanging on to the back of Marine, so I think that's what's keeping the Aston Martins in order. Also, further up, you've got the Red Bulls trying to figure out a pecking order, as Volokongan has already dropped Lorenzino. He was always going to with the F1 pace in PSGL, but that's brought the Red Bulls into play. Let's see if Bunty can make a move down this straight. He's actually turned off his DRS, so I wonder if that's Lorenzino making a mistake in Sector 1 as to why Volokongan has dropped him. But yeah, the number 5 Red Bull is still behind the McLaren.
Not too much going on at the back again. Still pretty straightforward between them. It's probably the closest one is the Aston Martin battle at the moment. MCGS and NLR Liam. Oh, he's going very wide there on the exit. Number 10 in MCI NGLS. He's actually moved off a little bit off his teammate. But there we go. RCR Aldini getting a 3-second time penalty. NLR Liam looks like he's going to try and attack Marij Malima. He's really pushing all day. DRS, and he's actually going to go and try and make the move into Stowe. He's coming on the right-hand side, gets the job done. A very clean overtake there on the outside. And Liam is up to P8, Rishi.
Yeah, and I think this is a huge train now. Looking in front, actually, Marouin is trying to get the move back on Liam. He's not pushed his ERS. In fact, the AlphaTauri has more ERS to deploy, but I think everyone's going to be sitting in this train as cars conjugate behind Jake Marsh, who seems to be the leader of the train. So we'll look further back. Spicer, he's making a move on his teammate Malik. I think they're trying to figure out a pecking order at Juve as well. So it seems to be inter-team battles at the moment. But here comes Spicer. He's making a move on his teammate, and I think his teammate's just going to let him by here. But that's the IRT driver trying to make a move as well. Nothing as of yet. He's keeping his car behind and also letting Bray have a sneak. See if he can make the move, but nothing as of yet. SJ.
Yeah, I've also seen that bun.
That's Ajwan. He goes wide and he goes through cops, tries to make it side by side, wiggle there, but he's now lost to Bray into Maggots and Beckett's. He's keeping the car very close behind and getting the move. Sorry about that.
No, that's all good, no worries. I see Lorenzo Eno has lost out there. He's lost out to Bunty, but I've just missed the overtake there. Michelini's just got the job done on him as well. So we've got a 2-3 Red Bull. Phenomenal job, but we've also got Jake Marsh and Wessel. They're having a little battle with Jimmy just in front. As you can see, that's a lovely DRS train from P5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 11 and to 12. So as you can see, there are quite a few cars. It'll be very interesting to see if anyone's going to go for a move. As you can see, Mary Lima getting very close to that Aston of MCL Giles, and then you've also got MC Giles getting very close to his teammate and NL Liam, so they can't make any mistakes. And as you can see here, Jake Marsh and Wessel trying to break the toe of Jimmy in front there, P5, but he is being that big barrier out in that P5 at the moment. But McSheeny, Bunty are in control, and Volcaron looks like he could even run away with this with a 3-second lead at the moment on the Red Bulls.
Side by side through cops, and that's Liam almost trying to make the move around the outside of cops. His teammate runs wide, and that's going to let Marouin back at him, and they're going through Maggots and Beckett's now, so no place to make an overtake. But Marouin under pressure, and under pressure, and that's going to be Marouin trying to make a move. He uses his ERS, and that's a move up front. Liam trying to make the move on Jake Marsh. He's out of ERS, does Jake Marsh, and he goes down the inside, side by side, into the Vale corner, and I think, oh no, and that's Jake down the inside, and Liam has pushed him off the track, and I think Jake is going to lose a place to Liam's teammate, Jis, who's close behind. But very close in the top battle for the top 10.
Yeah, Michelini has actually just got in front of his teammates, so there's obviously a little bit of team orders there with the Red Bull. Just running along with that DRS and not using too much ERS, but those two just working together. There is a yellow in Sector 2, I think it's David, he's gone off the track, unfortunately, but at the front,
contact.
not too much going on.
And that is Mika. He's trying to make a move past Spicer. Spicer's trying to make a move past him. He pushes him off the track, and that is Spicer up the order. Sorry about that.
That's all good, no worries. Jake Marsh actually getting a little bit closer to an LRLM now, but that DRS train is still going, a few cars going quite wide off there, but yeah, there is a big gap between WOR Jimmy all the way down there, and RSCR Lorenzo Zeno can't seem to get on to the Red Bulls at the moment. They're working very well together, collating that those few laps, but we've got a battle here that looks like it's going to get quite close here. Marilyn Molina is getting quite close to MZIGIS, but can't seem to get that job done. There's just too many cars in front of him, and someone's going to be really slow, but look how slow they're going. You can see Jake Marsh coming through the exit there, and they've got to be so careful easing off the brakes. And you can see there IRT Vessel as well. Someone's going to have to make the move on WRI Jimmy, and I think he comes down the side. There is moves being made behind, though. You've got a lot going on. You've got the Aston trying to get past the Alfa Romeo in MCGIS. They're going side by side, the two teammates in the Astons there. And MCIGS has got past his teammate NLI Liam, so he misses out. And Jake Marsh getting a penalty. And we've also got Marin Jimmy. He's coming past Jimmy. So it's now starting to have moves happening left, right, and centre. Rishi in that field pack in P7 all the way down to P10.
Yeah, very close side by side. The Hulkenberg and Spicer are going to make it side by side through Cops unless one yields, and I think that is the Mercedes going to yield. Very close, and there's contact at Cops, and that's Hulkenberg tapping the back of Jimmy, and Jimmy now looking for a move on Marin. He can't make the move through here as it's very tight and it's very quick. You cannot make the move there unless crash is going to be caused. But Jake Marsh on the side by side with Liam, he's trying to make his way back past. Very minimal ERS, and I think Liam's each been touched by Jimmy, and that's him off the track. He's not hit the wall, but he's spun around, and that's more contact behind. As two cars, Jimmy's now been tapped around. He almost got tapped around, half spun. And now Hulkenberg looking for a move. He almost taps Jimmy round as well. A very, very much chaos in the mid-pack. SJ.
Yeah, just seeing that. The Alfa Romeo in WI Jimmy and Jake Marsh getting a really, really good there. And I think MZIGS making a mistake here. He's going to come under pressure from IRT Wessel. And this is going to be an easy move going in with the DRS. And there we go. He's into P5. So good job there. So he'll be able to try and catch Lorenzini, who is just with those Red Bulls still working phenomenally together there, but Volcaron at the front has not dropped any time. It's still around about that 3.6 mark, but yeah, it's all about the midfield. There is a battle here going between Mikel and Glestra and Hulkenberg, and they are going to go side by side. Is one going to weigh out though? Yes, there you go. Hulkenberg gets through. Mikel Halestra is going to get a very good slipstream coming out of Maggots and Beckett's, as we can see here. 5% ERS, burned so much of that ERS. So Hulkenberg just needs to put his foot down and he'll be able to go. But here we go. Mikel Halestra just going to try and come back at him. But he's also got Junior Malik just behind there. But yeah, burning a lot of ERS at the moment in this midfield pack.
And there's a car off. That's Jis. He's been crashed out by Wessel and down into Vale. That's surely a safety car, a virtual safety car, but surely that should be a safety car. He got booted off the track into the pit lane wall, and that's just out of the race. Vessel causing a collision there, so that will be a penalty coming IRT's way if reported. Safety
obviously bringing
yes, yeah,
no, it's virtual still. No, you're good. It's virtual still, so obviously Volcaron will be holding his hands together that doesn't come out. DRS enabled, and we're back again, so yeah, pretty quick there. But midfield again, Malik is probably the closest into a battle here with Mikel Halestra, who is really trying to get back onto the back of F1 Hulkenberg, and he's really right behind him now. Look at this, he's going to try and push him round sector 2 there, going into sector 2, but the battles are happening left, right and centre. Some of the drivers making a few mistakes. There is a battle a little bit further up there. Marriage Majima and Spicer. I have no idea where this guy has come from. He is now up into P7, but it looks like we're going to have a battle here between Mikel Halestra, Hulkenberg and WRI Jimmy. WRI Jimmy just doesn't seem to have the pace at the moment, and he's really holding a few of these guys up. But as you can see, Hulkenberg now going to come get the DRS, get the job done, pass the Alfa Romeo on the right hand side. This is then also going to bring in Malik, as you can see just behind. He's going to have a go on the Mikel Halestra. He keeps the back end, loses it, drops a few places. Really unfortunately there, that could have been curtains for the AlphaTauri driver in P14.
Yeah, very, very nice Tokyo Drift style through there. But now we look to other battles. I think it's Mika still in the battle channel with the edge of the top 10. It's all the way up to Hulkenberg now as Jimmy closes the gap. Hulkenberg needs to close up to Marin, otherwise there's going to be problems. But the two CPI drivers have swapped around. So, tactics
to
once
interrupt
again.
you, Rishi, at the front here, you got he is really getting closer to these Red Bulls, and they've just swapped positions. But that is got to be really careful because Lorenzini is just there. I just saw a little bit of a moment, and I thought that Lorenzino was going to get through, but unfortunately he didn't. Just a bit of a swap change there for the Red Bulls.
Yeah, it's coming up to the pit stop phase, so I wonder if someone's going to pull a drastic undercut on Volokongan. Shouldn't be so as of yet, but we look behind it, and this train is still going on. It's all the way up to P6 now as Vessel heads the train. He's lost touch with Jake Marsh in P5. But yeah, not much going on. I think the closest are at the back of the train, and that's Bray and Mika, who are trying to gain places back up. As Vessel now pulls the plug, and he pits for some new hard tyres, I believe. He can't get any softs at this stage. They will not last. But yeah, Mika looking close on the back of V-Bray, and he goes down the inside. Bray defends it very well, but now for a switchback, he keeps it and loses the rear end slightly. Mika now has to make the move on the straight. If he doesn't, he loses the touch with the guys in front, and he's going to have to stay behind. He has no ERS. Back to you, SJ.
Yeah, I'm just watching this battle at the front here between P4, 3 and 2. As you can see, the Red Bulls working together. 4.5 temps behind his teammate in Michelini. But Lorenzino has got a lot more ERS, but he the right exits at the moment. He's going to get the DRS, he's going to push in again, he's going to burn it, but he's not going to get close enough, and they just keep switching at the moment. I've also realised as well that Volcaron is actually on those mediums, and the guys behind him are on the hards. And as we know in Silverstone, it is a very strategic pit strategy here because it's such a long pit straight. If you go early, you can actually jump the person that was in front of you. So it'll be very interesting to see which one of these Red Bulls is going to pit first. Both on 12 laps, and the same with Volcon at the moment. But this must be very, very frustrating for Lorenzini at the moment. Can't seem to get past these Red Bulls, working so well together. Team orders are on par this race currently.
And I believe Jimmy has spun at the back, so he's lost touch with the train. He'll need to pit now, just to make sure he has the chance of undercutting the train. But yeah, these Red Bulls and the McLaren of Lorenzino, they're going to have to make a strategic call here. The Red Bulls 3 and 2, so they need to decide who pits first, who has a chance at Volokongan, who's on the quicker tyre right now, but as you said, will slowly lose that advantage come the pit stops. Yeah, not much to report on V-Bray actually. He's close in Cop's corner. Mick goes wide actually, so that will invite V-Bray back in as they slide through Maggots and Beckett's. That's an indication that tyres are going, and that's actually Mika off the track, so I think it's an easy move for V-Bray, and he has to now catch onto the back of the RRT driver if he wants a chance at keeping in front. And now none of them decide to pit as of yet, but it's close at the back. Back to you.
Lorenzo is the first one of that top 4 in, so he's decided to go early. I don't know if he was listening to me in the comms box, Rishi, but yeah, he has decided to go. So this is going to be very interesting to see what the 2 Red Bulls do now, because they've got a little bit of freedom behind with a long 8 seconds behind Jake Marsh with that penalty, unfortunately, as well. But yeah, there you go. So Lorenzo is the first ball to pit, but at the moment I'd probably say the closest battle is between Bree, who looks like he's just going to get in front of Ajwan into P9, so still moves happening. A little bit of a battle here between P9, 10 and 11, but yeah, penalties as well, that's another thing to look at. Obviously Jake Marsh with a 3, Malik with a 6, CRL Ajwan with a 3, WR Jimmy with a 3, 3 for Aldini and 5 for NL Liam. So the 2 drivers to watch out for currently on those special tyres are Lorenzo and IRT Wessel.
Yes, and now we look to see if the Red Bulls decide to pit. One goes in, and that's Mikula. He boxes, and that will surely be him going for the undercut on Volakongan, but also trying to keep ahead of Lorenzino. Where will he come out? And that's more cars into pit. Jake Marsh and many others, as the whole train decides to pit on the same lap. So yeah, a lot of strategy coming into play here. Some saying out long like Spicer. He's trying to get the overcut, but he's losing touch with those tyres. They're sort of drifting around. They're drifting off to sleep, as you would say, as he now tries to get that overcut. But yeah,
and he does. He comes on the left-hand side. They're going to go have a little battle here. Sorry, Rishi, but this is for, I would say, P2 or P3. And Lorenzo has got Michelini, but Michelini is going to have a better exit coming with the DRS. This is still literally but together behind him. Lorenzo has kept it on those mediums, so it did work. And there I did say to you, if you go early, you can jump the person in front. So Lorenzo is in front of Michelini, so it's not going to plan for Michelini and that Red Bull because the McLaren is in front. Sorry, Rishi, back to you.
Yeah, I was just touching upon the battle, which is at for P4 at current. It will surely drop down, but they haven't pitted, and this will come down to pit strategy. But now Ajwan, he goes down the inside here at Cop's corner. He keeps the inside. Does he pit? They're going to go side by side into the pits. One has to yield, drifting into the pits, and that was almost curtains for the Williams driver. That's going to have a lot to say in the steward's office. But yeah, almost contact into the pit lane. Never seen that before in the Silverstone pit lane. Back to you.
Yes, Bunty's coming out of the pits. Lorenzo is coming through. Is it going to be another one? No, he's just got in front. No, it is. It is. Bunty's come. No, I'm just trying to work out where Bunty is. No, they've come behind. So Lorenzo has jumped both of them, and there you go. The early strategy works for McLaren, so well done to Lorenzo, because now he's got Bunty and Michelini behind him, and he's been behind them most of the race. And as you can see now that he's got a little bit of traffic in front of him, which is WR Jimmy, who's decided to keep out, and this could be problems, because if Michelini gets past and he gets a good slipstream, and this is not helping Michelini at all. WR Jimmy is going to have a little go into Cops. Doesn't seem to work. Michelini is trying to get past WR Jimmy. WR Jimmy is the only one that on those hards. He is being a right pain for Michelini at the moment, because this is just helping Lorenzo get away. He's got the DRS, he gets the job done, but WR Jimmy, he is battling. I know he's in P5, he's on 15 lap hards, and what a battle on those hards. And there he goes into the pits. That was extremely interesting. You had a lap 15 against fresh mediums battling. Great to see. But yeah, Lorenzo back P3, and not the plan for Red Bulls at the moment, but Bunty's not far behind his teammate. I'm sure this is not over between McLaren and Red Bull, Rishi.
Yeah, and Volokongan, as that battle is going on, has now pitted for the soft tyres. So he's going to have to take these tyres at 9 laps. And that's also Liam, who's spun in the final sector. Mika is the last one to pit. So what does he do? Will he get in the way of Volokongan? Will he hinder the race? As now Lorenzino is starting a charge. He's not pushed his overtake as much, but he's still trying to get into the DRS of Volokongan, who is now on the quicker tyre. Back to you.
Yeah, the probably closest battle at the moment is now Merin Majima against Hulkenberg. They've been battling left, right and centre most of the race, so that's probably going to come to it as well. I would say that Hulkenberg is going to get the job done on Spicer. She's coming through Beckett's now, and Maggots and Beckett's, he's had a little bit of the... might have made a little bit of a mistake. He's going to try and get to the back of Spicer. Doesn't seem to have enough time in the track, but he's really pushed. Doesn't get there, unfortunately, at Stowe, but currently at the moment that's about it. Mickey Holhastra is in the pits, and obviously that gives free reins for Bunty and Michelini to then try and catch on. As you can see here though, Michelini is extremely close to Lorenzino now, and Lorenzino is going to come under pressure with the DRS, so we're going to keep with this really closely, because is he going to be able to get the move day? Doesn't get the best exits there. He's got the DRS on Lorenzino. Is the Red Bull gonna get in front of the McLaren? They're still gonna go at it. He's gonna hold back a little bit. He's gonna try and just get as much as he can of better exits than Lorenzino. At the moment, he's so much better on those mediums compared to those hards earlier. Pulling away again, but at the moment, that is what's going on at the front. Over to you, Rishi.
Yeah, Spies has just gotten ahead of Vessel, just seen that on the timing screens, but now he's out of ERS, so he's going to be a sitting duck to Vessel, but Vessel has performed the undercut. He hasn't really gotten as far as he would have liked. 8 to go, and that is Hulkenberg. He's sitting on the rear end of Vessel. He's just going to read the rear wings, which is Kraken who's sponsoring, and that is the lead of the race going to Mikula. He's leading the race now. Bunty will be looking to get any scraps on Lorenzino as they now swap positions for 2 and 3. Back to you.
Yeah, just seeing that, unfortunately, a shame for Lorenzino. It's just that DRS is just so powerful down that sector 3, and it's looked very, very easy there for Michelini. Lorenzino really needs to be careful though, because Bunty is right behind him as well. So if Lorenzino doesn't try and catch onto the back of which he's lost 7.5 tenths on a couple of corners. So Bunty is really going to push at him, and he's going to go for the move. No, he doesn't. He pulls back, but as you can see there, he really does have to put the brakes on, because otherwise he's going to go into the back of Lorenzino. This is going to be very interesting. Does Michelini try and pull away and help his teammate and Bunty? He's trying to get that 8.5 tenth gap. It's now pushing close to that 9. Lorenzino is going to have another chance at getting Michelini, but he just doesn't seem to have it. He seems to pull away. 29% ERS for Michelini, 22% ERS for Lorenzino. Bunty's got 38%, so he'll burn as much as he can. He's going to get a better exit. Lorenzini gets that all wrong coming out of an exit. Bunty is going to try and push down into sector 3. He's not going to get the job done, but Lorenzino is making mistakes, so this battle is not over, but not many laps to go. Rishi.
Yeah, Lorenzino, he is seeming to fall under pressure, but now Hulkenberg has got past Spicer, and now he's going to start a charge on Jake Marsh. He's actually got a penalty. Let's check what penalty he has quickly. He has a 3-second penalty, so Hulkenberg pushing to get into that window of getting past him on penalties. But Lorenzino has gone for a switch back on Bunty, as Bunty's made a move in turn 3 down through the loop. Lorenzino's behind, but he's going to get the benefit of the DRS surely, so he's going to use no battery, but he's going to solely depend on DRS to get past Bunty. Interestingly, Mikola has lost touch from Bunty, so Bunty's left to survive on his own against the mighty McLaren behind, which ironically did really well at Silverstone last weekend. Back to you.
Yeah, no, I've just seen that. Lorenzino just doesn't seem to be able to have the right exits at the moment. He gets closer and then obviously loses it, but yeah, back to obviously Red Bull into that 2 and 3, obviously 7 seconds behind the leader in Volkalong in that lovely Haas, who has basically been there from the beginning. Lorenzino will have another go at Bunty, but I don't think he's going to get it. But it's all about Spicer and Hulkenberg at the moment, and Spicer is going to come on the right. He's got the DRS, getting a very, very close there to that left wheel of that Ferrari. Does get the job done there. I don't know if Hulkenberg's going to be very impressed with that, because it was very, very close, but Hulkenberg's going to come under pressure now from Marin Molina, but apart from that, it's nearly a 2-second gap behind, so just that midfield between 6, 7 and 8, and obviously the front 3 at the moment, Rishi.
Yeah, just looking behind, Vibre and Ajwan are having a battle for P12 and 11. Vibre obviously on the softs, he wants to get past as quickly as possible, but he seems to get to a blockade of that Williams car, which seems to be hindering him from getting further into the points, 4 seconds behind. And now Vettel and Malik. Vettel's just falling down the order on these hard tyres. Not the right strategy for him, and that's surely going to be him struggling to keep ahead of his teammate come the end of the race. But yeah, he might have a go again at Malik, but Malik's just going to pull away on those nicer, softer tyres, which are also younger. Yeah, so we'll look to Bunty. He's actually closed up to his teammate, and not much going on at the front. Lorenzino's just playing F1 chess, as you like, but nothing going on. Spicer and Hulkenberg swapping positions once again. Back to you.
Yeah, I can see there, like you were saying, Bunty getting closer to his teammates, so it'll be interesting to see if we are going to get team orders with literally only 4 laps of racing left. A little bit of a move there going at the back there between Jimmy and Aldini, so Jimmy getting a job done there on Aldini, and we've also got Ajwan and Bree. They seem to swap places as well, both on 2 different strategies as well, 6 laps on the mediums, and there you go, look at it, Bunty and McLeany deciding to swap, so it wasn't going to take long, but they've got to get it right because the McLaren is still there. Right, it's not over yet. One penalty changes the whole dynamics, but at the moment they seem to be in control. But yeah, just in the midfield, Ajwan and Bree with the Williams and the Alpine, but yeah, Marij Molina is going to try and have a go at Spicer. He's getting a little bit closer, but at the moment just everyone just keeping in their positions until I would say the DRS, which I will say Hulkenberg is going to come unstuck, which will probably just stay on with him coming through Mackett's and Beckett's because he's got no one in front of him, and I would say that Spicer is going to overtake him again. He makes a little bit of a mistake there, eases off the acceleration. That's going to bring Spicer back into it, and here we go. I would say Spicer's going to get the job done. Marij Molina is too far behind. He would have been really, really good to get on the slipstream and get the move done, but yeah, they've switched again. Back to you, Rishi.
Yeah, not much going on. I think they're trying to hold station, trying to wait for that final lap of the race. Marin just trying to find his way past both the Ferrari and the Mercedes, who've been battling what seems like from start to finish at this point. But yeah, we'll look back to the McLaren. He seems to be dropping back from the Red Bulls, so the Red Bulls trying to play the team game here. I surely think that the Red Bulls will swap positions soon, as Bunty seems to be flashing. So harvesting energy seems to be the key here to trying to get a higher position. Back to the midfield fight of Hulkenberg, Spicer and Marin. Nothing much doing here. I think that, as I said, waiting for that final lap, that final crucial lap, which gets them up the order. Back to you.
Yeah, they just pushed that. You were talking about the Red Bulls there. They've probably going to go for the switchback again, and they do. There you go. Obviously, Michelini coming put Limousino a second behind, so that them working together has really worked out. Oh, he goes a little bit wobbly there, making a very bad mistake. Could have lost it there. Very easy to lose it there. But yeah, he's falling back under that second. He's got it back down to 9.5 tenths, but he's going to fall again. IRT Wessel and Malik, they have a lovely little battle here. IRT Wessel has got past Malik. Malik is going to come back at him though. He's going to come on the left hand side. He's going to try and rise a little bit of the curb, getting extremely close to IRT as back rear. He's coming on the right hand side, coming into the exit, going on past the grid straight, coming into the next corner, and he's got the job done, has he? There's been a massive accident as well, I think. And no, it isn't. They've both retired, Mikael, Alestra and Bree. But IRT, Wessel and Ajvan both having a lovely little battle. Malik have a lovely little battle there, coming to the closing stages of the race.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything happening from the top, from 2 to 4. As, the McLaren has lost touch with the Red Bulls. So the Red Bulls pulling away. Not going to catch Volakongan on the soft tyres, fresher soft tyres. But yeah, it all looks now to seem, it all seems to be eyes on the Ferrari and the Mercedes, who have been battling from start to finish. Hulkenberg winding the car up through Maggots and Beckett. Does he get the better exit on Spicer? He doesn't seem like he does. And as he now puts on the DRS, but no ERS, he plans on staying behind. So yeah, they keep breaking behind, and we're going on to the penultimate lap now. Volakongan's started lap 25. He's been leading the way from start to finish. Never seen in doubt, as Jimmy actually has spun in Maggots and Beck. It's very easy to lose a car through there. He's had a disappointing day in the Alfa Romeo. But Jake seems to be in a solitary P5, nothing going on around him. But yeah, nothing going on as of yet. Back to you.
Yeah, Hulkenberg and Usain Spicer making those positions, keep back and left, right and centre. Marriage Molina, though, is looking likely to try and pounce on this and get that P7. He's getting pretty close now, and that's bringing in Hulkenberg into Spicer again. So this could be a very, very interesting last few laps for these guys in the Alfa, the Ferrari and the Mercedes. If Marriage Molina can just seem to get a better exit and get some... But there, Hulkenberg seems to have the pace. He's got 58% ERS as well, so he's really going to push Spicer in that P6 at the moment. This can come very, very close right near the end. Marriage Molina just doesn't seem to get to the back of that Ferrari when it's needed, and he's coming to the DRS now. As you can see, Spicer has got no one in front, so he's going to come under pressure again from the Ferrari, and the Ferrari is coming down the right-hand side of Hulkenberg, gets the job done. Marriage Molina just doesn't seem to get the job done. Spicer is going to keep fighting this. He fills in right behind him again, and it's going to go to the last lap. So watch out for this one for the last lap, because and he's made a mistake. Hulkenberg has made a mistake. Spicer comes on the outside, and this could bring in Marriage Molina. He is going to get as close as he can, and there you go. Spicer loses out to Hulkenberg. That's going into Sector 1 on the last ultimate lap, and as you can see there, Marriage Molina has got right into this now. This has brought him into it. It is a P8, 7 and 6 battle on the last lap. Spicer keeping with him at the moment with that 41% ERS, trying to get the exit there, doesn't get the exit. You can see Marriage Molina, he's getting closer to Spicer as well. Hulkenberg is going to come under serious pressure. This is going to be one to watch. Rishi, I'm happy to go back to you, but I think we're going to have a three-way battle here on the last lap.
And let's quickly go back to Volakongan. He's going to win the race, He's been leading from start to finish. Soft tyres as the Red Bulls have a little scrap for 2 and 3. We'll look at that quickly, but Volokongan crossed the line to win. The two Red Bulls side by side, making sure they do not crash, and Bunty loses out. Let's look back to Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg takes the lead over Spicer, but Spicer fighting back side by side into Vale. Who's going to come out on top? Spicer down the inside, Hulkenberg around the outside, goes to the inside for the next corner, contact, and Spicer makes contact, and that's Hulkenberg crossing the line, and that's Hulkenberg from Spicer to Marriage Marina. Back to you.
Oh yeah, what an end, what an end. And Marriage Marina nearly loses. I think he crossed the line in the end, but what a battle there on the final lap between Hulkenberg and Spicer. Those two were so entertaining to watch tonight. Very, very good drive by both of them. Unlucky Spicer just missed out there. Was going to get it down on that final, coming down the DRS in Sector 3 up into Stowe, but yeah, unfortunately not. But a very, very impressive race by the Red Bulls as well, I must say. McLeany and Bunty kept switching around, but yeah, very impressive drive there by Volkalong as well. So yeah, great job there by the Red Bulls and the Haas driver.
Yeah, well done to Volokongan, leading from start to finish. I do believe he got the fastest lap on those soft tyres. Hulkenberg with driver of the day by the game, but who do you think was driver of the day? I believe it was Hulkenberg and Spicer. I think Spicer actually, from quite far back on the grid, he made his way back to P7. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah, yeah, I'd probably say between Spicer and Hulkenberg. It was really interesting to see them. They were battling for most of the track, most of the laps as well, but it was a very, very impressive performance by the Red Bulls as well. The way they worked together to keep that to that gap together. Lorenzino missed out just, as you could see in the final standings, but yeah, I would say I'm going to give it to Hulkenberg, I think.
Well, there you have it, Hulkenberg with driver of the day, and that is Volokongan, who tops the leaderboard for drivers, and I think he puts his team in a nice position, TVA in a nice position. The Norwegian has dominated this evening. Let's quickly have a look at the final classification, not the final one as of yet, as we have steward reports incoming. Will we get a leaderboard? I don't think we will. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. It's been a very entertaining race. I think everyone's enjoyed that one. Make sure to catch up with us next week for Imola round 2, which will be an exciting race. As always, we had a nice one in season 2. But thank you all for watching. Any last words, SJ?
No, great race. Silverstone always brings in the overtakes, always brings a little bit of drama. It'll be very interesting to say about the qualifying as well, with the blocking, but yeah, no, a few penalties, made a few changes, but a very, very interesting race. Congratulations to Volokalong in P1, and to the Red Bulls and Bunty and McLeana, and also driver of the day with Hulkenberg. And thanks so much, Rishi. I really enjoyed myself, and until next time, see you soon.
Yes, goodbye, and thank you all for watching.